Okay, so we got part 6 here of the frame build, and at this point I went ahead and drilled the holes there. That one's actually a vent hole, but I've drilled the water bottle boss holes there, so figured it'd be a little easier doing it before getting the tubes welded together. So but yeah, got it all clamped down and just starting to tack it up into place here. I made some little clamped tube adapter blocks there that's the piece there, and basically it just allows me to clamp that tube down onto a flat surface, or you didn't want to roll off the round tube. So made those and a couple days ago, and they worked out real well. So yeah, I just started out by tacking everything on the center line to start with, and then I kind of just went and did the tacks there around on the side. Yeah, one thing with this clamping the tubes down onto the table, I kind of thought that I was going to mark out a bunch of dimensions onto the table to transfer everything from the drawing over to the table, but really when these tubes are mitered correctly, basically everything just kind of fits together like pieces of a puzzle. If you do it wrong, there's going to be a huge gap here, there, or somewhere. So it just basically fit right together, and it didn't. It was still a little bit of a challenge. This is going to be really the difference between having a dedicated frame jig and just kind of freestyle clamping it down. Everything is straight and fixed nice and solid there, but it just takes time to set it up. But yeah, that's would definitely be the benefit of having a dedicated frame jig. But it all worked out. Got it clamped down, and the end product here, which we'll show in a bit, I'm pretty satisfied with. But so yeah, I got a new helmet here that I've been trying out, new hood that it's an auto darkening hood, obviously. But yeah, it took me a little while to get the shade, I guess, kind of dialed in. And that was one thing with my old hood is I don't know exactly what shade was in there, but it seemed like when you're doing lighter, down here in this 30-35 amp range, it's just really tough to really see that puddle. And one thing is kind of a drag getting older. Your vision kind of starts to get a little not so great, and I've discovered I need reading glasses to really get a good look at the arc and see the puddle really well. And so actually this time here I'm kind of experimenting with I actually just didn't normally I wear contacts, and anytime I'm looking at something that's within a foot or so of my face, I have to wear reading glasses to really be able to focus on it. And so this time I actually I wore my glasses and just took them off, so I'm like naked eyeing it, but I can see things really well, when they're probably 8-10 inches away or closer or whatever. So I basically just tried that, and the vision was pretty good. But anyway, I got one side of the frame tacked up here, and just now flipping it over and doing the tacks on the other side there. So yeah, it was definitely a lot quicker once the frame was tacked together to switch it around and clamp it back down and tack the other side at this point. So yeah, it got a couple of those black clamps there. I got those at the old Home Depot, kind of some basic clamps, and figured they'd be long enough, and they were just tall enough, but they're pretty inexpensive for nice decent all metal clamp there. So that was another reason I made the little blocks metal, so I could get a nice solid ground all the way around. I know you basically just need one spot touching, but it's always good to have multiple points there that are grounded. I don't know if that makes much difference, but it seems like it works. But a couple of those really short clamps used to be kind of got passed down to me from my granddad, and they've been I know for a fact they're at least over 40 years old. But yeah, so one kind of nice thing with that older tools and things, you know, that are been passed down or, you know, been going forever, those things they still work just awesome. It's a, you know, great smooth little tool, and you can definitely, you know, just working with them feel the quality compared to the newer stuff. But you know, those are some tools that I don't know, they'll probably outlive me probably a couple more generations and still be going strong. That's just how well built they are and how smooth everything works on them. But you know, take care of your stuff and it'll last for, you know, a lot of these high quality tools, they'll last forever. But yeah, so anyway, it's just kind of putting the finishing tacks here on it, and you know, usually on tubes I'll do maybe 4 tacks, you know, 90 degrees apart. You know, this one I just kind of trying it differently, and you know, some tacks I needed a little filler rod, kept it there just in case, because I didn't really want to, you know, I didn't want to take a chance burning through. But you know, I think I did 3 tacks on each tube basically, and so yeah, probably the next video will be just welding it up there, not in any kind of fixture or anything, just leaning it, getting good angles there. But so yeah, that's the finished product there, or well, of the tacked up product, I guess you could say. And you know, I did some tests to see how straight it was, and it's pretty freaking straight. You know, if you clamp the bottom bracket, you know, plane down, there's maybe 1 millimeter. You know, one side of the head tube's a little taller, but you know, the head tube, seat tube were in the same plane. And so yeah, thanks for watching. That's the conclusion of part 6.